and welcome back to our series on the life cycle of an early stage tax dispute. We're now into part 10, which considers the mechanics of the internal HMRC review. So just as a reminder, we are in the bottom right hand side of this illustrative timetable. We're appealing the discovery assessment. And as we discussed in part 9, having initially lodged the appeal to the discovery assessment, the way that either HMRC or the taxpayer progresses that and eventually starts the wheels in motion towards tribunal is by requesting, in the case of a taxpayer, or offering, in the case of our HMRC, an internal review. So the way the process works is similar in both cases. If it's requested by the taxpayer, HMRC then have 30 days to state their view of the matter, to use the term in the legislation, effectively to put forward their case in relation to the discovery assessment under appeal. After that, there's then 45 days for HMRC to carry out the review. And once that's happened, the taxpayer has a 30-day window to think about it and either appeal to the tribunal because they don't like what the review said, or do nothing, in which case they will be deemed to have accepted the decision following the internal review. If it's HMRC who offer the review, the process is similar, but they don't have 30 days. They just state their view of the matter at the same time as they offer the review. The taxpayer can then choose at that point to reject the offer of review and proceed straight to the tribunal. And otherwise, they're deemed to have accepted HMRC's position. But if they accept the review, then the process starts for HMRC, and as above, they have 45 days to do it. So how does the review work? Well, the key point is that it's carried out within HMRC, but by somebody who is independent of the HMRC officer who has been dealing with the company today. So it's a fresh pair of eyes, someone with a similar level of qualifications and status within HMRC, but who has no prior involvement in the matter. Other than that, as far as the legislation is concerned, the only requirement is HMRC must carry out a review that in such a manner as appears appropriate in the circumstances. There is some guidance, and the reference is on the slide there, which gives a little bit of further detail about what the process looks like, but really it is within HMRC's own control. Which begs the question really, well, why would you bother to do this? Is this internal HMRC review really going to change the outcome? The answer to that is probably not, but there may be some use. Firstly, in holding HMRC's feet to the fire and requiring them to state their view of the matter, set their case out clearly. And secondly, the fresh pair of eyes that the independent officer will provide could be useful in providing a different angle, particularly where the dispute relates to factual matters, where it may be that a fresh pair of eyes allows HMRC to interpret the facts in a different way and understand the taxpayer's position. On a technical dispute, clearly it is unlikely that the second HMRC officer will take a different technical view to the first one unless there's been a clear error. And certainly you wouldn't expect HMRC to depart from their agreed internal position on technical points as a result of this review process. So in summary, it can be useful in some circumstances, but this mechanism is probably unlikely, especially on technical disputes, to provide a satisfactory solution for the taxpayer in the end.